Hi. Okay, this is announcement number 2 for this week, which is January 21st, 2019. So, in this announcement, I want to talk to you about Module 1.2. This module is simultaneously going on this week. So, this week, January 21st through the 25th, you're going to be working on both Module 1.1 and also Module 1.2. Okay, so Module 1.2 is a group project, and in this project, you're going to be, uh, I guess, simulating a hearing, an ethics hearing. All right, so let me back up a little bit. We're talking about industrialization in the late 19th century, um, the time of Standard Oil, and John Rockefeller and his business practices. Okay, so you'll read about this in your textbook in chapter 23. So, and I think chapter 24 as well. Okay, so what you're going to do then as a class is we're going to have a hearing in which the Federal Trade Commission investigators are going to be asking John Rockefeller, or at least his company, which is Standard Oil, about their business practices. And so the investigators are going to try to determine whether or not Standard Oil's business practices are ethical or not ethical. Okay, so that's the project that you'll be doing in Module 1.2. And so you're going to be broken into groups in which you already have groups assigned, and each group has a different role to play. All right, so the instructions on how to do this project are all in Module 1.2. So that's why it's going to be very critical to read all of the instructions very carefully. There are 3 pages of instructions. I also have, there's a little video that you can watch that shows you how to use groups in Canvas. That's very important because that's how you're going to be talking to each other. Okay, because obviously it's an online class, people can't really get together in person. So all of the work that you'll do together as a group will be done in groups. And it's real easy to find that. You just go to the people um, menu item, you click on that, and then you'll see the groups. And I've broken you into the various groups that are part of the project. So there are actually 4 different groups in this project that you will be broken into. So the first group are the Standard Oil executives, okay, and then group 2 are other oil refiners, other oil companies who are trying to compete against Standard Oil. And then the third group, group 3, is the oil consumers, just ordinary people who have to buy gas to heat their homes, to light their lamps in the house, because this is really before electricity. And then group 4, you are the Federal Trade Commission investigators. Okay, so in the instructions I have written what each group is supposed to do, what role they're supposed to play. Okay, so that's really important that everyone get on that page and see what they're supposed to do. So you are supposed to work together in your groups. That's really critical. I will be able to monitor the discussions of each group, and you're going to find that within the group page you have your own threaded discussion that you can use. Okay, and that's where you need to do your work, is in those discussions. Okay, and so it'll be critical for 1 or 2 people to kind of take the lead and help the others, and I don't mean do all the work, but I mean just initiate the project going. Okay, so this week what you're going to want to do is to get to know each other in the groups, start working together. It's very important also to read all of the materials that I have for you. In order to do this, you have to read the chapters in the textbook, as well as there are a couple of websites of information about Standard Oil that you are required to read as well. And so the presentation that you put together has to be based on those materials. You have to use evidence. Okay, don't just make stuff up. Okay, so it's really important that you use evidence. That's part of the grade. All right. So so work together this week and start getting do your research and start figuring out your presentation. Okay, so each group is going to present to the Federal Trade Commission investigators, and then Federal Trade Commission investigators, you have to come up with questions to ask each group as well. So that's your job, is to find questions to ask each group. All right. Okay, so next week, then the posting will begin on Monday. Okay, so each group will have to post their presentation to the Federal Trade Commission investigators. And then investigators, you then post your questions for each group, like 1 or 2 questions for each group. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say for now. I will talk more again about this next week or maybe even later this week. If you have any questions or need clarification on any of this, contact me this week, okay, so that we can get it all sorted out, all right? And like I said, I'm going to be monitoring the groups to see how it's going. If I don't see any action going on, I'm going to send you a little message, okay? And I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think you'll enjoy it. All right, so I better stop. This is a long enough announcement. And I guess that's it. Okay, have a good week, and we'll be talking again soon.